Welcome to online classes. I'll refer from the previous some discussion, then we'll continue. Opening his journal, he turned to the information he had written down back at library. Voivode means Dracula. Dracula in Walchian language means devil. Walchians were accustomed to give it as a surname to any person who rendered himself conspicuous either by courage, cruel action, or cunning. Next, I will illustrate. 4 months earlier, at a dinner at Beefsteak Club of Lyceum Theatre in London, Bram Stoker's friend Arminius Vambery told him of the book, told him what to look for, told him to visit the library in Whitby. The final piece of a decades old puzzle, a story slowly taking shape. On another page of his notes, the name Count Vampire had recently been crossed out, replaced with Count Dracula, and to Bram Stoker it all made sense now. For fans of the novel Dracula, the information above takes on a familiar note. We all know the name. There's the graveyard, the abbey, the dog, and the curse, the sheep, but was called the Demeter. No, it was not Dimitri. In the book, yes, but in real life it was Dimitri, and there was a real life. Bram Stoker had founded a blurry place between fact and friction, and that surely put a smile on the Irishman face. Irishman face means Bram Stoker's face. When Bram Stoker wrote his iconic novel, the original preface, which was published in Mark Maerkana, the Icelandic version of the story, included the passage. The passage was like that, whatever Bram Stoker written. I am quite convinced that there is no doubt whatever that the events here described really took place. However unbelievable and incomprehensible they might appear at first sight, and I am further convinced that they must always remain to some extent incomprehensible. It was written by Bram Stoker in the special note. Then he went on to claim that many of the characters in his novel were real people. All the people who have willingly or unwillingly played a part in this remarkable story are known as generally and well respected. Both Jonathan Harker and his wife, and Dr. Sheward are my friends and have been so far many years, and I have never doubted that they were telling the truth. Bram Stoker did not intend for Dracula to serve as a fiction, but as a warning of a real evil, a childhood nightmare all too real. He went on to explain that London was still recovering from a series of horrible murders in Whitechapel, and with the killer still on the loose, they could not publish such a story without running the risk of generating mass panic. Changes would need to be made. Factual elements would need to come out, and it would be published as fiction or not at all. When the novel was finally released on May 26, 1897, the first 101 pages had been cut, numerous alterations had been made to the text, and the epilogue had been shortened, changing Dracula's ultimate fate as well as that of his castle. Tens of thousands of words had been vanished. Bram's message, once concise and clear, had blurred between the remaining lines. It is the part of the Dracula's history. On the next lesson, next day, I will explain remaining part of the Dracula's plot and history.